of the threats that you're about to face is the environment. There is the oddest thing that you may have caught on as to why perhaps the goddess was not had not been present to you whilst you were in your party. Um, uh, Only after you do make it like a day's worth of travel at least through just sheer determination towards the place where you are going. It's not too hard to get to where you're going. You've made the trek yourself there once before. Plus, there is a very obvious landmark bearing as to where north is, and that is just the Great Wall of Ice that is north of the Land of Nothing. However, Waju, being a tiger of sorts, tiger man of sorts, not really used to the climates of the cold, you're definitely a bit more tuned with like the tropical climates. That's where you've been most of your life, in all sorts of stages of your life. It's just been a tropical climate, or it's been from your days in the orphanage all the way through to hanging out and picking off the bounty hunters coming for you in Honeysuckle Village. Here you make it towards what seems to be a frozen wasteland of dirt as the snow would recede. You'd make it quite far. And as I mentioned before, you now. Perhaps you should have been alone to begin with. Allies are fine, but you couldn't hear the goddess when you arrived at peak for whatever reason. And then you make the connection. Maybe it's because you were with other people. And maybe the goddess's voice is... Maybe she is omniscient. Maybe she speaks to you, and whenever you hear it, others might hear it. Maybe your goddess might only want you to hear this. Again, once more, her voice is in your head. She does not respond to you like always, but she seems to guide you through this wasteland, it seems. Just like she guided you in your earlier years. Whenever you take some sort of wrong path, she would tell you otherwise. It's basically a divine GPS.
Hey.
That's as best as I can describe it, similar to something. But obviously, in like these historic time periods, Waju and many other people would just like respond to it as, "Oh my gosh, the divine voice," and whatnot. This you're able to find the path, so you don't have to worry about the survival checks. What you do need to worry about is the sheer, ridiculous cold that is all around you. Even in the morning, where it looks like it's just a frosted dew on the grass itself, where it seems like it's not that hot due to the environment around you looking like as such. However, the cold says otherwise. You look around and you're smart enough to know no trees, no foliage. Yeah, the temperature's not gonna is gonna go everywhere. If it gets hot here, it will eventually get really, really hot because of no trees. Likewise, since it's very cold, it seems to just hit you from all directions as you're traveling. I'd like you to make a Constitution saving throw for me as we travel through extreme weather. Good old D&D rules.
Good start.
It is a very good start. Through sheer preservation. As I go looking for some music right now, let me know if do you have anything to perhaps stave off the extreme cold weather at night? The day is fine, but night's gonna be a bit of a problem.
I, in fact, do. The goddess provides. When I went for honey last time, how much, like you said, it was extreme build-up of lots of bees?
Lots of bees. Lots of wax, you would know. You can see through just the darkness, right? You have like a...
dark vision, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you would know through your dark vision. Lots of bees, but they're not like always concentrated around in like the air, in the entrance, ready to fuck you up. Some are, because they've been aware of what you've been doing, but like not the majority of the bees are there. So initially, you will take the 48 and it will build up, but you can take a ridiculous amount of whatever you need to take every time.
The reason why I'm asking is because bees act as though as a natural heat exchange. They will maintain 35 degrees, and to do so, they dislocate wings and vibrate and push their metabolism up to 45 degrees. So I can literally just open up the portable hole, put a
And it's
blanket over top to stop the bees coming out, and use it as a heater.
Sure. Not a problem. Mm,
But I'll like igloo it or something as well.
yes. You definitely take the time to do so. So you're taking the journey slow and steady. I assume,
Yeah.
yes? Okay.
I know like
Good.
you've got to rush, but slow is steady, steady is smooth, smooth is fast.
Indeed. Especially in this land. Maybe you can rush it when you're out of here, but for now you're on your own. Well, not quite true. The goddess is with you again. And as you it is just a sheer biting cold. The igloo helps, definitely. And so does the bee eater. So instead of making the con save at a massively high DC, you've just brought it down ridiculously low. You still have to make a con save though, because it's still not a climate you're used to. And although it is a heater, it is just a heater. Won't keep out all of the cold, but you keep out most of the cold. Make another con save for me as the night's time goes. Friendly, roll for me a d100. As always. You are fine. Although the oh,
What?
oh, there you go. You are fine. And the next morning comes, and you make your way towards the now sort of like snow-dappled plains of the land of nothing. Just up ahead, you see like the massive sheet of both ice or snow. In terms of like the landscape changing up ahead of you. Are you slowing down your travel at all? I'm sorry. Are you speeding up your travel at all since you've
I want
slowed down?
to actually slow down, look at extracting some wax,
Not a
even if it
problem.
takes half a day to heal up and such from there.
How much wax are you willing to take?
Enough to cover my entire body.
Fuck, that's just like essentially like opening up the hole, just diving in, scrambling back out.
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, I think that'll work. That is a lot. That's also disturbing quite a bit of like the nesting bees. That's spread. You get the sense the expansion has stopped. It looks like they've covered as much as they can cover here. So the portable hole, volume-wise, is at like half efficiency, but can still hold quite a lot of shit. You take.
Okay.
It's just 2 instances. So the initial one, and then a build-up. Sure, you live this. Because you have resistance radiant, right?
I do.
Okay, so it's 48 in the initial bit, and then scrambling back out it is 68. Ah, you're fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I rolled 3 ones. Yeah, you're fine. Looks like you're getting used to this. You now have a body of wax on you, as well as quite a bit extra that's just been trailing behind, stuck on you. Interesting bit about this wax, you would be able to feel that it is in the same nature as the honey, so it is somewhat divine, not as powerful though. But there you have it. You've got a shitload of wax to work with.
Could I set up camp, have a bit of a rest, and look at processing it a bit into like some oil, like hair oil? Don't know if I've got the supplies for that. I've got an alchemy kit, but I don't know how much has been used for other stuff.
Okay. hair oil.
Yeah.
You don't need a. You take off the helmet of wax, I guess, and you can use that much amount, and it would produce I mean, well, first of all, years old question, one I used to ask guys: do you have a container with you?
Actually, I don't think.
You'd
It'd be a
have
pop.
used maybe mostly all of it from your last few events with Waju with your alchemist supplies, I'd say, making the mollies and the oil flasks. Did you get any extra from wherever?
I don't know if I've had a chance to collect anything.
Yeah,
If the army had anything to take, I would have, but we haven't been shopping.
yeah, that's fine. This isn't. It's not impossible to contain it. However, how are you doing in terms of rations?
I have not used anything from my initial kit. I've been eating from everyone else's, so I've still got the base 10.
Okay. Minus
And
2 from the previous day, I guess.
lots and lots and lots of garlic.
Lots of garlic. Okay. So minus 2 rations. You can technically use the containers of where whatever the rations would be packed in. I'd say. If you come into any sort of scuffle, and then you might lose on your extra thing. But so far, so good. Nothing as far as the eye can see. So if you want to make hair oil, you'd have to wrap it up in whatever the rations were wrapped up in. I guess that's your most feasible way I can see, or if you have some sort of creative way to use wrapping paper.
Wrapping paper is typically wax paper, so heat up the wax and use the thinner wax to thin down the beeswax. And
Yeah.
then a bit of water to emulsify it.
Yep, not a problem. So completely fine with that. Just like I said before, if there's any creature out there that targets inventory, that is just at risk. But that's about it. You can
I want to slather it all over myself, act as an extra insulation barrier, and make it less tasty.
Okay. You want to use it immediately. I thought you wanted to save it. I see. Okay. In that case, you don't need a container. You can just make it, then douse yourself all over.
Essentially, yeah.
Sure. Let's see the quality of the product you've made. Make an alchemist check for me.
Which stat?
You're making this for the first time. Use your it. Yeah, you're fine. This is your intention is to look less like a snack to the vampire. Minor intention, but major intention was insulation, right?
Yeah, 2 birds, 1 stone.
Yep. Thought so. All right. Well, lowers the DC by quite a bit again, but you kind of need it with this con dump guy, huh?
This guy hasn't con dumped.
Oh, okay.
That was Talchyis.
No.
Okay, sorry, Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. Okay. Mixed them around. Con save for me, please. You go about this day.
Oh, might have needed that extra heal.
You did. DC was set to 15. You've lowered it to 10. I'd say the insulation would last you about fuck, it's like a wax hair oil thing all over you. That'll like last 2 to 3 days usually. If nothing happens to you, if nothing like in which case, friendly, roll for me another D100, please. Me3. Alright, why'd you make a perception check for me?
Yep, on brand.
On brand. Nice. You continue moving on, listening to the goddess. As the night hits once more, the same sort of strategy. Igloo. heater, and now you're insulated. Although quite low in the travel. I assume this is not an ideal way to travel. As you're just a bit stickier, not in your step, but just in your like overall bodily movements. But you make it through. You make good progress, nonetheless. There has been no interruptions so far. Make another con save for me.
Well, not good today.
Look at today. You wake up with 1 point of exhaustion, so you're fine. By the way, I mean, you probably could have I expected you as a player to have some prep, but if you like had done no prep and just kept going, you would have today would have been your death. The exhaustion. So yes,
Makes sense.
This land is quite cruel. Dubbed the land of nothing for a good reason. As you continue on, it is now you have no choice but to travel slow, and you're close. The snow is around sometimes knee height, sometimes just ankle height. It catches you off guard for when you would trudge through the snow when the terrain sort of like changes. Normally, Waju, you'd be onto some subtle changes like that, but for now, you are trusting in the goddess's guidance. You're following her path. And as you do so, what you didn't see yesterday and you see now looming above you is what seems to be in the north, maybe like just 2 miles from your position. What looks to be like some sort of moving structure of sorts, like as if a massive part of the ice itself had broken off and began moving. Upon better adjustment with your eyes, you see now in the midday sun that's just lightly covered with clouds, like an ice castle of sorts, and it's just like slowly moving, and you see just a puffed powders of snow being like displaced with each of its fuck, are those like centipede legs beneath it, as this massive sort of like contraption ice centipede looking creature has some sort of ice castle, like a fortress on top of it.
So it's literally flying, or is the centipede carrying it well above the ground?
Carrying it well above the ground. It's not flying. The legs are just like very tall, it seems. And there's a lot of the legs, but it's slowly moving south. And you're thinking to yourself, yeah, North Australia is screwed, but that's not gonna be there until like a month maybe. It's moving so slow.
Do I feel like it hit the cave where I need to go before I'd
The
intercept
cave is a little bit to the west, thankfully, of your north of its location, but to the west, so you won't. I mean, it's an odd if curiosity is killing you, the goddess, it doesn't seem to. When you start moving towards it, the goddess doesn't seem to dissuade you off that path. When you move towards the cave, no sort of guidance as well. So overall, when you continue to travel, the goddess doesn't seem to mind whatever route you take.
Do I see anything moving on the castle? Is it barren?
Make another perception check. Sure.
Yep.
See, safe. It's just this large creature that's
Typical.
on brand indeed.
Could I judge its speed relative to how fast I can run? Like, if I carry into the cave, would it take me a day to catch it? 2 days to catch it?
Sure. You'd need to travel a bit more on the day and probably like be perpendicular to it from where the cave is. Like looking over towards the horizon of the east instead of the north in order to like catch its movement. So not a problem. You get the sense that if you were to rest a day, it would still be in your line of sight.
Okay, cool.
It would definitely move, but it looks like it is quite slow in its movement, and the strides don't even seem to be that great. It's just
This
very tall, very large.
works out really nicely. Like ever since we got the little bit of a lore drop right at the start, Marju's been thinking there's got to be an undead city and there's got to be a major component in that city. So that saves me searching.
Indeed.
I think I'd still head up the cave first.
Not a problem. Nothing or
So the centipede's 2 or 3 miles out, and the cave's like half a day or a day's worth.
not too far away. It's like 30 minutes of a jaunt to where the castle was. So
Okay.
once you get to the cave, that's how you could have gauged the castle's move, because you're kind of close.
Okay. Once I get close to the cave, I'm gonna start firing off message bells, trying to find Theseus.
Theseus. As you do so, you go towards the cave entrance of the cave, fire it off. Yes, yeah, gotta go like further in. Fire it off.
From memory, he had his cave like several hundred feet from the cave I needed to go to.
Correct. Yes. So. I see. Right. Yeah. Essentially, yeah. There was the initial cave, which was his, and then you went further in, if I recall correctly.
You said it was close. We didn't really plot it out, but we said goodbye to each other, then turned and went the same way. Essentially, you said.
Yeah, because when you said good, you had met him. Let me draw it out. Actually, it's a lot easier. So basically, the blue scribble is what you assume to be his cave and both the entrance.
Yep.
You went further in, following the goddess's instructions, and you met him. You met him at Red, essentially.
Didn't we? He attacked my party traveling in the snow before we hit cave, from memory, and then I followed him.
Yes, you did. Because you couldn't dare not disobey the goddess's instruction, I guess. But that was a bit ballsy. Yellow would have been further. The journey you would have taken in order to place it, but then going back is where you would have met the vampire. You thought you would have basically my intention was you thought you would have pursued him, found nothing, came back, but then you found him. And then when you said goodbye to each other, you started going the same way back out, essentially.
I see.
Yeah, because this was initially the at that time this was the territory of that vampire. Yeah. Basically, you're now at the blue bit, firing off the message spells. This should be where he dwells. But you don't really hit anything.
Any signs of disturbance? Feet marching?
Sure. Make either a survival or an investigation check for me. 20. Slight amount of disturbance, it seems, but not here. Oh, excuse me. You go further into where the cavern was, and upon closer inspection now, perhaps knowing what to look for, you see what looks to be several sort of indications, markings, not quite footprints, but like just where dust isn't present in one of the places where the ice wall is. It's just a bit cleaner than the rest of the ice wall. What do you do?
The marks I do see, do they look like they're made by something heavy or by something lighter and sharper?
Lighter and sharper.
I yell out, Theseus, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? You here? Yeah.
No response.
Well, I guess I'm gonna make a mental note of when that clear spot is. Go to the wall beside it. It's about 5-10 foot away, and like make my own mark just so I've got a reference. And then I'll continue on to like down where I thought I needed to go.
All right. You go down. You make a reference to where this clean spot is. And you can continue down. And then you see what looks to be very clear indications of struggle. Multiple laid out, broken bits of undead bodies, zombies and skeletons. To where you hid the sort of like artifact. And as you go and inspect where the artifact or the piece of the artifact was, surprisingly enough, it's still there. It's relatively star-shaped sort of bronze piece. Looks like it's some sort of a connector of sorts. Yeah, and the goddess tells you this is a crucial part of the artifact. This was a piece that you this was the last critical piece that you needed. Remind me again. Friendly might have been keeping track as well. Some of the pieces are with your old party members, yeah? Yes?
I've got everything. I refuse to let anyone else take it.
Oh, yeah, alright. So yeah, you have everything. Right. The goddess informs you now have all the pieces to attempt to recreate the Well of Many Worlds. If you get all the pieces necessary, it will be a much safer endeavor. But you can attempt with this amount of pieces as well. You need to find someone capable of smithing it back together again, and the goddess sort of gives you the feeling that only two are present in this world, and they are far, far south. But unlike the guidance she has been giving you, she has no clear indication as to who they might be and exactly where they might be. She can only give the general direction.
Okay. Could I run up my new magic spell, Detect Magic, while I'm here and have a look around?
Sure. Detect magic, apart from the artifact and the magic items around you.
Yeah, I've been mentally putting them in the portable hole, but I haven't been saying it, so I'll do that. Just because we've been having Old Mate Elias detect object. If you try to detect the object while the rest aren't in a dimensional storage, it will just point to the closest one. So I've been mentally doing it, but I haven't been saying it. So like I'll make sure I actually specify the start point piece goes into the hole.
Okay. No problem then. No No magic as of late here. How long does it last?
I think it's 10 minutes. I'm just scrolling.
10 minutes.
Book of Shadows.
Yep. No magic here so far. As you excuse me. As you would go back out towards where that little bit of like a corridor was, it seems there is you do detect magic to where that clean spot was. Illusion.
Could I? How far travel have I done? Is it like 5 minutes walk or like an hour's
It's a
walk?
5-minute walk.
Okay, I'll go back and grab some pieces of bone.
Okay.
And then go to the clean spot and just like lightly toss one at the clean spot.
Yep. You toss one, just bounces off of the ice wall.
Does it make the same noise? Is it ice or is it something else underneath?
Make a perception check. Oh,
It's double figures.
yeah, it's seems to made like the impact as if hitting ice.
I'm gonna try message spell pointing directly at that door this time.
Okay. Does the message tell you if you connect?
I can't remember.
Yeah, look.
In general, it does not specify.
Yeah. There's also just a cantrip. You wouldn't be able to use it like you would detect thoughts and pinpoint someone.
It's weird because it, as a spell, you would know if it's failed or not, though. So you've rolled both ways before.
I have, yeah. Or it seems you would know if it is blocked at least. There is a barrier between.
I'm going to go 10 feet to the left and assume that he's got a reinforced door and try firing it through the wall.
Okay. You fired through the wall. Same deal. You would notice that it's a barrier. The thing is, you would notice if it's a barrier when you had shot off like the message all throughout the initial cave. But I was just pointing that out because the clean spot is not as thin.
Yep.
Perhaps, yeah.
Just checking. I don't think there's any snow-orientated beasts aside from mammoth.
If you summon a mammoth to where you are, you would not fit.
Can I
Small corridor.
get a piece of bone,
Hmm.
hold on to it, and scrape it across along the clean stuff? Like, what I'm looking for is if there's any edges or if it's just been melted over.
It digs in slightly as if the clean spot of ice, the slightly clean spot of ice compared to everything else, isn't exactly there. But you do hit something hard past, like, a centimeter bit of, like, digging in. Like, you know when you're on disguise self and, your hand goes to clutch someone's, like, neck and their neck is just a bit thicker?
Yep.
In the disguise than their actual neck? Yeah. This is what you're sort of, like, detecting.
I'm gonna stand off to the side hold the bone out and just scribble it all the way along,
Okay.
assuming there's possibly a trap trigger and it's going to go off in front of the door.
You hear and then you seem to scratch like a wooden bit on the bone. Make an investigation check for me, I guess. Natural
There
one.
it is.
You're consistently scratching just the wooden part, and it's just making a terrible noise. Nothing else. No trap triggered.
Well, I think it's time to try with hands.
Alright.
Could I pick up a piece of snow or ice, cast a light cantrip on it, in an attempt to try and disturb this illusion, and then reach through it and scrabble around, looking for a door handle?
You you reach all around, and with that you do find what looks to be like some sort of a handle, but it's just a handle. You try and turn it in any way, solid. It's just like some sort of handle.
Seem locked? If it's not locked, I'm
It's sort of
gonna.
like a handle like this. Let me just draw it for you. So this is door. You're looking at it from this way, and you're feeling it from this way. The
Yep.
handle is just built in, and it's just like to pull.
Okay.
Like that.
Pull away from me, or pull towards
It
me.
looks towards you seems to be the intention of this handle from your like feeling around.
And if I go all the way around and feel from the other side, does it feel like it's a recessed sliding door, or if it's a edge swing door?
Unsure actually. It's smooth. And once you hit like the edges of where the ice actually is, it just continues its smoothness. Like it's perfectly set into the ice as a wall.
What time of the day was it? I remember old mate's normally nocturnal.
Midday.
Could I Eldritch blast the shit out of a piece of snow and ice just far off it, to like I don't know, 5-10 feet away from his door? Is a knock knock.
Interesting point of order. The Eldritch Blast, normally, at your strength, would normally do enough damage to sort of like at least create cracks onto the wall. No effect. Oh, but it is a very, very loud knock knock. So that intent has at least been achieved, but you're surprised to see that your eldritch sort of like force seems to have no effect onto these ice walls.
Good to know.
Even though it was off onto the side, not on the door directly.
I'll wait for a bit, see if there's any response. Got to let him get dressed and such.
Yep, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nothing.
How big is this tunnel? Is it just enough to walk through, or is it enough to get a few people through aside?
2 people aside can fit comfortably, but that's about it. It's a relatively small tunnel. And there's just this weird sort of door. Well, then you figured it out to be like some sort of door, masked as ice.
Well, can't spend too long here. I am going to. I think. Is gorilla large size?
Gorilla would be large. A giant ape would be huge.
Would giant ape fit?
Nope. Anything huge or bigger would not fit in this corridor.
Tyrannosaurus out.
Mammoth out.
Mammoth
Giant
out.
ape out. I mean, you can turn into those. You just be restrained. You just stop.
Jeez, even elk's huge.
Isn't a
Just looking
giant
for-
elk like TR5?
CR2, and it's huge.
TR2. Oh wow, that's huge creature. TR2. Good to know. Meal purposes for odd shape.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for something that's got high strength. Wow, options are not good.
Indeed.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Are you ready to fucking die, Clyde?
Yes, but this is not the session for that at the moment. This is Dance's.
Oh shit.
That's okay.
Man, regular ape sucks.
Yeah, normal animals suck, dude. You always want your giant variants, your dire variants, you know. Always much better.
Well, my strength's the same as an ape. And I'm gonna just try and put the boot to the door, loosen it up a bit, and then get a hold of it and pull.
Good to know. Waji equals monkey. Go ahead and make a strength athletics check for me.
Still exhausted?
Yes. Yes.
13.
Sadly, you give up quite actually quickly. You got the sense that if the Eldritch Blasts had absolutely no effect, this might be just need a bit more strength. Maybe need to rest a bit more. It doesn't seem impossible. I mean, it's a regular sized door. Now that you look at it, that's just been like sort of illusion. It's meant to look like a part of the ice wall.
Look at resting for the night, because I'm assuming it's a lot warmer in the cave than outside.
Oh, definitely. This is as long as you take your usual precautions, and the wax and whatnot, you won't need to make a con save. There is like bits of like there's just random bits and pieces of like treasure here. You can use as like firewood and like kindling and whatnot. Yeah. Easy enough. You rest here for the night. This would count as a long rest even before the dead of night hits, because you're gonna have to like just stay here for essentially 3 to 4 long rests worth of like time in order to pass to the next day.
Okay.
And as the early evening comes at the end of like your first long rest, you remove that exhaustion. You do feel a presence that does enter the cave, and as you feel that like that shiver down your spine, that presence just sort of makes themselves known, and it says out loud, "Ah, I've got a visitor. Declare yourself."
I've been knocking for days. Well, it feels like days, but it's probably only hours.
There's a pause. I recognize that. And out of invisibility, you see what looks to be the very Count Dracula-ish looking vampire that is Theseus. like very Nosferatu looking vibes, very enlarged fangs, sort of like enlarged, almost Fey-like ears that seem to like poke out of his like balding head, gray skin, and like just these dark robes, and he looks to be like clutching what looks to be a skull on his left hand and like a short sword in his right hand, and he goes, "What are you doing back here? Have you come to pick up your little hideaway, hidey treasure?"
Well, it was definitely something on the list to do. But also, the world's ending, and do you want to come with me?
No, I'm fine where I am.
Oh, wait. I rephrase that. The world is probably going to turn to something that even you and I would not appreciate being in. But there's a whole new world out there we could perhaps explore.
I see.
And these other worlds, I figure either they're going to be less magical than here, in which case we'll be gods, or more magical than here, in which case the opportunity to become stronger still. Also, this world's going to end.
Let's offer their enticing. And he looks to where like you're camped and to where like the corridor is, and he smiles and he says, "Where's the thing is my life's work is here." And as enticing as all of that sounds, vengeance will come first. And why, my old enemies seem to be marching right into my doorstep towards me instead. I wonder what they're doing, he says, looking out towards like the dark of the night outside of the cavern.
Do you know anything about ice castles and centipedes?
That loathsome creature, yes. Did you know that real estate was rightfully mine at one point? But I was ousted out. Let's just say that centipede was an old family pet and no longer recognizes me. And that castle, well, the landlord had not taken too kindly to what I was doing prior and kicked me out, and now a new tenant is there.
I kicked you out legally or forcefully?
Well, and then he yes, it would be a danger to them if such experiments were to go rampaging, but I needed space in order to sort of create what I was trying to create. But they just said no. They said even that was too dangerous for their wills to control. And I told them, "Oh, but these sort of wills do not need control. They'll be loyal to me, but they would not have any of that." And thus, a disagreement had occurred, and now I am on my lonesome. So I decided to do some snooping around and some sabotaging and some tomfoolery, and decided I'll let them have a. I just created some problems for them.
I see.
Yeah, some petty, but apart from
Yeah.
that, they do deserve it. My research had been really grounded to a halt.
Is it artifice or mechanical in it, or perhaps alchemical?
Experiments?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, none of that. I was experimenting with bodies, necromancy. Nothing that would interest you, sadly. You know, taking apart the many pieces that would be detrimental to creature, and instead replacing it with the best parts of another. I was trying to create both servants and champions alike, because You could call me some sort of chef. Even the strangest and most detrimental pieces, even that could be put to use if you could slot it to someone else that may need it. But alas, I'm not here to cook, and that was me but decades ago. My life's work is here now, and he points towards where that clean spot is on the cave.
Clyde, the library that I researched medicine, the books from the temple that I researched medicine in, was there anything to do with splicing that would intersect with what he's researching?
Not. Because of just the sheer insanity of what this guy had been researching. And this guy's just there's definitely more of a let's see if this works sort of research.
The angle I'm looking for is healing of amputations or reattachments. Given my background of like sage of healing sort of deal.
Similar. You can only leave it up to conjecture with what he's talking about.
Could I take out, or actually do I even have paper? Explorer's Pack does not have paper. Could I take out something to draw with and then draw on some ice and start drawing out like anatomical diagrams of like people and beasts and such?
Alright.
See, I also have a passion. And, well, healing can come in handy for earning coin. It's also very, very, very useful to figuring out how to kill people.
Indeed.
And, well, maybe you and I aren't so dissimilar.
He sort of puts a hand up and he sort of waves that aside and he says, like I said, that was me decades ago, but I am interested to know, to pick your brain. But not literally, don't worry. As to perhaps what you might know, I'll be glad to discuss medicine and anatomy with a fellow researcher of sorts. However, my life's work, like I said, is now different. And as he gestures to the door, he says, that door is destructible, it seems. And that sort of strange, petty, sort of minor illusion that seems to take hold of the door. Even my magics are not enough to dispel it. Whatever is behind that door, I'm very curious. I've only been able to theorize something of this caliber located in this part of the world. It isn't part of the ancient kingdom.
I thought that was your house.
Oh no.
Oh.
My abode is somewhere here, yes, but it is hidden. But not with petty magic, so it's just very well hidden. I wouldn't be caught in some sort of house like that. No, coffins are quite comfortable.
Oh, well, it changes things. I was afraid I was being rude and breaking your house door open.
Oh no, by all means, if you can somehow break that open, I would be very happy to know what's on the other side.
Do you have anything of metal?
And this. And he just draws out his short sword.
More scraps, pieces of armor.
He sheaths it. Not ever since I sold some to the folk at the south from some wandering adventures that had gone way too far down, way too far north. And use my cave as the resting ground. No, this is my resting ground. But you're free to stay. You're fine.
The door seems to be solid. The wall's pretty strong, but there's still ice. Why don't we just melt the ice?
I tried that. Yeah, have you ever heard of rhyme steel before?
I, out of character, I don't think he has. It's not really his sphere of expertise, but you could correct me.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, you haven't. You just sort of like sees that reaction of yours, and he just walks over to where the ice is on it, and he says, "This is some sort of similar product, if not the maybe truest essence of that product. You see, rhyme steel is harvested all in the northern kingdom, the ancient kingdom, the unliving kingdoms. It is essentially ice that never melts. It can be broken, it can be shattered, but it is somewhat of a material with significantly dense and abjuring properties. It is magical in its construct, but if you look at it with a discerning eye, it will not appear magical.
I see, I see.
It is a baffling instrument, but such is the laws of, and magics that find themselves into our world sometimes, like the whatever chaos is happening in the known lands. If the world is ending, so be it, but not before I figure out what the hell.
Have you tried brute strength?
No. I have done so with aid.
Hmm.
My companion is no longer with us. Sadly.
The corridor's a little bit narrow here, but I think with a running start, I might be able to get it.
By all means, do with it as you will. If and
Clyde
when
is-
you do attempt, let me know, and I shall try and help.
Give me a second, and I'm gonna pace around. Clyde, what if I took a run up and transformed into a mammoth midair on a jump and slams over? Do I have an angle to hit dead on, or would it be hitting on the side?
You would be hitting on the side, ish.
Okay. Theseus, you're familiar with the setup. Help me mark out where this little indent is for the door. And I'm gonna basically like get him to put target markers, so on impact I can dig a tusk in.
Sure. He sort of like he has felt around with this for like decades, as he said. So he like shows you like where the edges are, and sort of like marks it.
All right, research fascinating. I'd perhaps back up a bit, maybe a bit more.
Of course.
I'm gonna move back. I don't know, a good 50 plus feet, and make use of mobile. That means I can ignore difficult terrain while dashing. Activate the old feline agility just thematically, and then run as fast as I can, jump in it, and mid-air transform into mammoth. And look at tusking in and shoulder charging.
Make an athletics check. With the mammoth strength.
The mammoth strength. Athletics, does it have skill checks? It does have skill checks. Oh, it's to GM, but 24.
24. Bit of the dust and like ice powder settles. No effect. You're stuck. The vampire sort of like watches. I mean, just observes it for a bit, just nods. inspect to where the tusk would have dug. The tusk, you were accurate. You should have been able to dig through. Just no penetration on impact.
Did the door slide?
Hard to tell, especially with your intent
Mammoth
and like
eyes?
your Mammoth yep, self, as well as the vampire sort of just like seeing this more of like a this would be like fun. He wasn't really looking at it as some sort of with an analytical eye, but he does so now as he inspects the door. Yeah, he just shakes his head. Well, it was a valiant effort.
Could I give it a bit of a wiggle? Make sure there's like it's not a pull door that we're trying to push.
Yep. You give a bit of a wiggle. Doesn't seem to move.
I'll give it push, pull, wiggle, twist, lift, and then drop mammoth form. You know, I thought that would have done it.
It's a valiant attempt. And perhaps. I mean, it is a way I've not tried before. I have not tried an impact with that amount of mass, the speed. Stronger than anything that I've attempted physically, but it doesn't seem to have budged it. I've done quite a bit of trying to dig around this. The true ice only goes so far, but it does encapsulate a large amount of what this possible sanctum may be. I get the sense that whatever is sealed here is something grand. And if the world is truly ending...
Oh, it is. It's crazy out there, man.
Indeed. Whatever that may be sealed here may either accelerate it or save it. Either way, very interested.
Well, I think we could spend a day or two here before we have to try and get back. He's like pacing back and forth. That city, have you ever seen writing like this? And he's going to scratch in some of the runes that he's found around the other sites.
He looks at it, frowns. Funny you should mention this. It's a deep, deep frown, like a frown of frustration, and then acceptance. Can your eyes see through illusion?
Not yet.
I see. Well, I am able to see through the illusion as it is. Those same runes are on the markings of that door.
Oh. Which ones?
You would like lay out all the runes and like sort of runic symbols you've seen so far, from your both your visions as well as your life experiences, like the places you've been to. He points out that the runes are similar to the ones in both Peak and where that sacred place was in Honeysuckle Village.
I knew there must be another one. This is a major node. We're probably looking at the back door, friend.
The back door of what?
The temple. It'll be trapped as shit from this direction. We need to dig our way to the other side.
Perhaps another 10 years then of me slowly digging through. Sure.
Would
to be connected to this.
Would I know if a mole would dig through this ice? It's not really dirt.
It's not quite dirt. You need to be something that would dig specifically through ice, that would glide through ice. So
I don't
if
think
you
that
turn into a water elemental or a white dragon, perhaps, then yeah, you'd be able to.
there'd be nothing on the beast side of things. It would be ice that I can
Sadly,
think of.
no. Yeah, it's elemental or draconic at this point.
Okay.
That can only move through ice. But yeah, you have now found the third sacred site, it seems.
From really, really vague memory, going all the way back to session 0, there's like, to open the back door on the temple that I've found, there was some levers that were further away from the door.
Yes, it was also you got in through the temple by some other way, and you get the sense that with the place you're looking at right now, if this was some sort of temple, it can only be opened from the inside, just like you did in your previous adventures. You have to find some way inside, but this one looks a bit more difficult than the rest. Encapsulated in this sort of like true ice. There wasn't any sort of like indestructible wall in the other temples, but the door was indeed relatively difficult, as a material to get through if you had tried that way to begin with.
Theseus, how good is your hearing? I've got wax in my ears. It's a bit hard to hear.
My ears are relatively large. I can hear quite a bit.
If I blast this, it should cause a good boom.
I see. But allow
Could
me to ask
you-
you first, what is your connection to this? What do these runes mean?
These are probably the rear escape door of a temple from one of the ancient civilizations. And the magic behind that would be simply fantastical. Plus these books.
See? And how are you connected to all this? How do you know these runes in the first place?
I found one of the other ones.
I see. There's more to it, I'm assuming. But for now, I'll be satisfied with the explanation.
Clyde, did I ever come across any sort of translation for these runes in amongst the library?
No, these are what you assumed at the time, well, what you had like figured out at the time as your like sage background. And it's only conjecture as well. This arcane in its like purest language. Like it's like looking at math in order to solve like an arcane equation. Normally what you're used to and what the world would be used to would be what the wizards be learning is the arcane symbols would be like letters, and they would form eventually like circles, and the lines would eventually form the arcane letters needed to spell out and cast fireball. You're looking at math. You're looking at equations that may or may not equate words.
Could
or
I
letters.
get him to write out what he sees, just in case like there is sufficient matchup on the doors that I've opened in previous from the other side?
Yep, he'll be able to like write it. It's essentially like more similar to the ones you've seen at Peak, and some of them sort of coincide with the ones you've seen over at your place. There's some unique, but every place had something unique. Had like some sort of unique runes. What? Excuse me.
Is there like an equation that's got an equals and a question mark sort of area, or is it just like a description, or is there an input section is what I'm looking for?
Your understanding of it, or either that, or you just can't understand what some of the runes mean yet. You have this is your life's work as well, but this is half of it is still beyond your understanding. It's like looking at it's like looking at a proof, and the proof has like massive amount of writing. The equation already equaling something, right?
Yep.
It's like looking at that. You're not sure which one is the input and results.
More looking at is the opening method something like, do we need to add a rune to it, or do we need to touch runes? Like, is there like a big long description in a space where something would be put?
There isn't.
Okay.
One big mathematical proof, but an arcane form. Like it's already complete. Those that you've seen so far, if any would be like, some are like rubbed away, or if any of them have blanked, it's probably most likely due to wear and tear over the ages.
Have you tried altering the runes?
Not quite. Although I get the sense. Let me try this. And he like gets his sort of short sword, tries to physically alter the rune on the door, and it just shakes his head. It seems to be made of a material that can't be shifted. And I am quite strong. I can carve into rock with just my fingers. Not a problem. But it seems this resists even myself and my sword. Both are hardy.
Could I get him to show me? Yeah. I suppose what I'm looking for in real life, like where I think either an equal sign or integration sign or something that would be critical to the function of an equation, but not the actual numbers.
Yep. Right, sure. Make an intelligence check for me. As you would have a chance at figuring it out now, since you have like 3 of these like proofs to look at. From peak, honeysuckle, and now here.
Oh, that's a save, but it was a 13.
13.
So plus 3, 16 total.
Alright. You look at it and strange. It's even though there are some blanks and you can now fill it out due to looking at like the whole thing. Some of like the unique pieces. You assume that could be like the start of like the equation, but that's not really the most important bit. It's probably just an indication as to like a unique marker as to like the where this can be, or the what it is. It's difficult. You can't find it because all 3 are complete. They look complete. This whatever this equation is.
Could the wall beside it, that's not carvable either? Is it also indestructible?
Indestructible in the sense that you need something stronger than whatever rhyme steel is, and quite a lot of it if it's a massive sort of like wall that encapsulates this space, according to him. Apparently, over the years, the vampire's already done some digging all around this area, this structure. It's just a massive sphere.
Did he get to the backside?
He did.
Was there a door on the other side, Theseus?
Not from what I could tell, no.
I've got one more idea. I don't know if it'll work or not, though.
You may guess.
I'm going to. You might want to back up a wee bit. These things, I don't think they're friendly to your kind. I'm going to try and dig out some more wax.
See. He just steps away, kind of like sensing some sort of like divine nature. Yep. I'll be right back. You can decide how much wax you want to get by the amount of D8s you want to take. So it's 48 initially. Per turn to collect stuff, you take an extra 2d8 on top. So 2 turns is 10d8 like before.
How much? Like, would it be handful? Or would it be bucketful? Like, how much? Weight wise.
A bucket full you can easily get in the initial 48.
And the runes on the door, is it like the entire door's covered or a section of the door's covered?
It's a section of the doors is covered, just like in the like a small oh no, not small, like a large tablet inscription.
Okay,
just
cool.
like the rest you've found.
I think one bucket of wax would do. I want to try and make like a marker pen out of wax.
Okay.
Would one bucket full be enough to draw all those runes?
Oh yeah, easily.
Okay, take 48 then.
So I'll be right back. I'm back.
Hooray!
Okie doke.
Could I take my wax and then draw out the symbol on the inside of the open door back where I first went through, on the wall beside the clear spot?
Alright. You take the wax there and draw it. No effect.
And then compare the drawings I have from my closed door section to their closed door section and swap out the differences in what would be, I see, like, say if there is in just
Like a
our
discrepancy
mathematics,
between
yeah,
like the peak one and this one.
yes,
Swap it out. Yeah, sure. It doesn't seem to have an effect. But you can now you can like clearly see where like the discrepancies are, at least now that you've like written it out. Yeah.
the piece that I just picked up, the star piece, does it have sharp edges?
Yeah, it's got like 4 sharp edges like a shuriken would.
Could I use my wax as a template and see if it'll scratch the surface?
Okay. Of the door or the ice wall?
The wall beside it to start with.
No effect on the ice wall.
Okay. I've got all the parts with me. Is there anything that looks like it would slot into where the door fits together? With the hand, well, what I'm assuming is it could be a handle, but is it actually a key slot?
As you look at it, and now that you've like sort of pointed that out, you look at like the script that the vampire had given out for you to look at, and you look at all the pieces you have currently. It takes a bit, but you realize, yes, a lot of these pieces seem to fit in where the slots would be on this door. Nothing that could fit into the larger bit that would be like what you assume to be the handle. It needs a fairly large piece there.
I'll start getting Theseus to guide me and just see if putting in a few pieces on the door would trigger anything.
Does actually. All the pieces you have currently, as you put in the final bit, the illusion fades. But that's about it. You can now clearly see that you're working with like some sort of intricate black metal door that has the same sort of like inscriptions you've found in the other sites. However, yeah, these are grooves meant for these bronze pieces to be put in, which is strange because your goddess has been something doesn't add up. Your goddess has been making you collect these pieces, and when identified by both Elias and Becky, Elias had not figured out what it was, but Becky could see, and briefly, with the conversation with the supposed god in the amulet, both of them could see that you had pieces of what was the Well of Many Worlds. If that was the case, then these pieces should fit perfectly with each other to make this artifact. Not to fit perfectly onto the inscription. It could be something else. Or, whatever you're trying to open up right now, that could be the portal to many worlds.
The ones at Peak and Honeysuckle, are they smaller than the inscription here or the same?
They are the same, but they did not have the grooves to fit these bronze pieces. They weren't like engraved in as slots. They are just engraved as writing.
It's concerning.
Seems to fit perfectly in this place.
Could I try pulling the door?
You can try pulling the door. Sure. Make an athletics check. $18. Nope. Doesn't seem to budge. Yeah. As you contemplate on it, you watch as the vampire takes one of the pieces out. Takes a look at the bronze piece. What are these?
Items from every other place that is like this.
Do you know what they do?
Evidently, they open a door. Which is not what I expected.
What did you expect?
That it was supposed to open a portal to another world.
Gestures at the door. Is this not it? Could this not be a doorway to other worlds? The ones you spoke of? You spoke of being able to escape to other worlds. It seems you hold the key. I'm putting two and two together now. So you need to just merely complete this, right?
Yes, there are other parts I have stashed. But they don't...
The illusion dropped as soon as you had this piece in. He takes another piece out and the illusion comes back. Ah. So a certain amount needs to be put in.
Could I go back to where I initially picked up the green shards? And see if there's any like tiny wee bits of green stuff that I've missed?
From a while back, you look through here. It doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like you missed anything.
Oh, I'm more looking for bits that have broken off, like just tiny fragments.
Yeah. Like you're thorough this time. Doesn't seem like there's anything.
Okay. Well, it looks like maybe you and I need to go visit the sunken cities.
This does indeed change things. However, I prefer it here where the clouds exist. If you know my meaning.
I see.
I just extremely cautious. Even if there was some sort of way to disguise myself and as well as shield myself from the sun, it's even if we were to just travel only by night, it would still be quite uncomfortable for me. You see, once I'm out of this cave or out of like the vicinity of this place, it's much easier to take someone like me down. I'm only looking out for my own best interest, and I always have, and I've made it this far in my unlife by doing so. How about this? You can continue on your own, and I will happily defend this place from would-be intruders, as I always have.
What have you tried to try and open it?
I have dug through the ice all the way around to see if there was another way. No. Nothing there. I have tried to dispel the magics. It seems to be ineffective. I've tried to disintegrate away at the doors and the walls, to no effect. And I have tried um the hottest of my spells. I have even gone on a little journey to the north where the sun hits nothing, and gotten a few more spells under my repertoire. Nothing. Even an anti-magic shell doesn't seem to have any effect on the magics that held on the illusion from before. Apparently.
These kneecaps on the bronze, but apparently are artifacts, so that makes sense.
I see. Bit of frustration in his voice. Seems you're able to find where the rest of the pieces are. Perhaps
Don't
I
know
shall await.
if you noticed, there's rather a lot of trouble outside.
Indeed, and I plan to stay far away from it. If
Good
they come
call.
to me, then I shall deal with it, and I will fight on my home turf. Otherwise, good luck out there. I am rooting for you, and I am interested to see what comes of this.
Wait, you didn't give me an answer. The city, did it have any of these ruins?
Ruins, no. Pieces, no. None like this in the Undead Kingdoms. But now that I know what I'm looking for, I can check for you if you'd like.
If you head north, I'll head south, and hopefully we'll meet back here in about 2 or 3 weeks' time.
So it shall be. Take your rest. I advise a creature like you not to traverse the wastes at night.
I figured I'd rest and then make my way south.
Good. He goes off into an unseen part of the chamber where he quickly just disappears out of sight, and you assume he's sort of resting. And as he does so, you feel a rumbling in the ground, and then, as if like an earthquake, it shakes you, and you just fall onto your knee for a bit.
Does it open as soon as the vampire leaves?
Not quite.
Okay,
This rumbling was from something else, an external source outside.
I see.
And as you would then see the light of dawn, and take just like a brisk walk outside and check the surroundings as to what the heck might have happened. You see, off to the south, a large part of the land has broken off and is floating away. Whatever they did in North Australia, they managed to separate a small island of the land of nothing, and is currently floating away. That explains that massive earthquake that you felt. You look towards it and you think, interesting. Perhaps your allies are safe after all, but they have a floating island to contend with, and with the way it's been floating, you get the sense that even if North Australia is safe, that it's about to collide to the sink, and that's a catastrophe. Looks like your friends find themselves in one catastrophic event after another, while you seem to be smoothly on your journey. For now.
The distance I've travelled, was that walking speed, or I guess the goal of the question is, if I giant eagled it, would I be able to cover the distance within a day? I'd only get an hour's worth of giant eagle though.
Yeah, if you had a day full of giant eagle, you'd be able to cover the distance you traveled just now towards where North Australia is, or was.
The island, whereabouts has it been carved off, like, roughly?
This.
Oh. Not quite what I expected.
It's a massive swath of like the land that has just been carved out. You have no idea what had caused that to happen, but you get the sense it could only have happened with the expenditure of something like an artifact, like what you're holding at the moment with the bronze pieces.
Okay.
Because what you see briefly afterwards, maybe it had been here for a while now and had arrived, because curious as to what actually happened here, the first thing to arrive was that massive void-like dragon that had blotted out the sky with its wingspan, that you had seen in Peak.
That looks like a whole lot of nope.
Yeah, a cataclysm in wings. It seems to be, and flying around. It seems to be. You can only tell from like, it's only conjecture at this point. It seems to be investigating what the hell actually happened here in North Australia.
Logistics-wise, the distance from here to here, you said a boat could do it roughly a day.
Roughly a day, yes.
That would be at 60. If I'm flying, it's 80, 100, 160. How many, like, would there be 2 or 3 hours?
It would be like 4 hours.
Okay.
Minimum, I think. Yeah.
Was there any small islands?
Small islands? No.
Yeah.
Yes, actually, this one, but it's not within the way.
Wait, did you point at something?
Yeah. This one. Can you see the paint?
That doesn't really. Oh, it kind of gains me a little bit.
You can at least use it as resting ground and make it there with like only a day's delay, if you wanted to.
Because I'd be here, right? Roughly.
Yeah, roughly. You'd need a day of flying to get to the edge, and then another day to fly. Another 3 hours to fly across the sea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rough
Map's not too like rough. Yeah, it's just a rough map. It's not like to scale. The Land of Nothing is a lot larger than it is here. Yeah. But yeah, with that, as the dragon looms, big. It is a big heck of nope. If you plan to go directly south. But with more of your life's work opened up to you, only leaving you with even more questions. And as your allies are currently on this island, floating away, that is where we'll end the session. You didn't die of exhaustion. You're fine, and your journey still continues. You still have some weight to affect this world still. And you can eventually join up with them again, or not. Up to you. But yeah. Roger's journey continues. Theseus is very interested as to what you're going to do, but he is a very cautious fella. He's not gonna go out of here. Even if the world is ending, he'll let it come to him. He's fine. But yeah. There we go. I've got the other D&D in an hour as well, so gonna give myself like 30 minutes to rest up. But yeah, like I said, on Friday, this was going to be a long session because I knew you were not gonna die to the exhaustion here.
It was a chance.
Unless you rolled extremely bad, then I had something ready. I had some speech prepared for that as well, where your goddess guides you into and eventually it's somewhat painful but overall peaceful death in the wilds here. But the wilds do not claim you here, and you didn't roll particularly too badly. The D100, it's significantly harder to get some encounters in a D100 because you're traveling on your own.
Makes sense.
Traveling as a group is very, very, very easy to see. But yeah, on your own, unless you're some very colorful creature, you're still fine. But yeah, well done. You were going through all of the things, and I'm like, he's not gonna put the pieces in the door. Then you did it at the very last bit of like the session. I'm like, he did it. There we go.
I was holding out because I didn't know whether or not Theseus was going to freak out over them or not.
Yeah, there was that, but he's just wildly intrigued as to what how the hell you're connected. If he had not started off with that you're somewhat connected to all of this, he probably would have freaked out. He probably would have defended the door.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Just as a researcher, curious. Even if someone else were to be the one to solve it for him, he still wants it solved. But yes, GG for now. I'll go take a rest, grab some food, and then I'll go back.
Good luck with the next one.
Yep, time back for the next one.
GG.
See
Any
ya.
level up?
Any level up?
Level 8.
Actually, yes. Wadji would be level 8 here.
Oh, that makes
Survive
things
on the-
easier.
Yeah. I assume it would. I think you need that one extra spell slot to make the flight journey.
Wait,
But you-
spell slot? Do you know what class I'm playing?
Fuck. My bad. Maybe not. Yeah, it's a good thing perhaps this island was here.
But no, that solves the problem. Because I can pick up fly.
Nice. Okie dokie.
Bye.
Yeah,
Alrighty,
GG.
indeed.
See
Bye.
ya.
Thanks,
indeed.
Billy.